Back again. Okay, we are going to go through what we have learnt before, which is about muscle actions and muscle movements. So as we said, there's two types of muscle movement, both starting with ISO, I-S-O. ISO means movement, okay? Muscle movement, muscle contraction, but they do different things. Okay, I'm going to start with isometric, because that works for me in my head. Isometric, the muscle's working, but the muscles are not contracting, they're not shortening or lengthening, okay? So imagine I'm pushing against this table. I'm pushing my muscles, my bicep and tricep, okay? My bicep is working, but it's not moving. There's a force, but there's no movement, okay? Imagine that I am doing half a press up. So I'm going to do half press up. Here we go, let's find some space. Here, half press up, going into a press up position. I'm in that press up position. My muscles are not shortening. They're not contracting, but they're working, okay? So there is work going on inside the muscle, but it's static. It's a static muscular movement, okay? So isometric, there's no movement. But because you've got your sarcomeres, remember we've spoken about sarcomeres, they are inside our muscle fibres, in our myofibrils, you've got your sarcomeres. So there's no sliding, there's no actin and myosin working, but at the ends there's a bit of elasticity, and that's allowing for that muscle to work, but not actually to move. Okay, that's on my isometric. Then you've got your isotonic, kind of does the opposite thing. It is working, and it is contracting. So I have my dumbbell here, and I'm doing a bicep curl. That is an isotonic contraction. That is an isotonic muscular movement. My bicep, okay, the agonist, the tricep, the antagonist, the bicep, I can feel it, it's working, okay? That is an isotonic contraction. Within the isotonic contraction, we've got two types of movement. We've got concentric, okay, think about it, contraction and concentric. There we go. That's the movement, okay, that's concentric movement. The muscle is shortening, okay, there's a lot of strain on the muscle and it is shortening. Eccentric, E-C-C, eccentric is when the muscle lengthens. This is the hardest exercise that you can put on, the hardest part of pressure you can put onto that muscle is doing this lengthening, eccentric contraction, okay? The slower you do it, the more force, the more pressure, the harder it's going to work that muscle, that bicep, okay? They do say eccentric is the hardest muscle action you can do. So if you're at the gym, you have a PT and they say to you, okay, nice and slowly, nice and controlled, that's putting pressure on that muscle to work harder in that eccentric movement, and that's going to help to build muscle much faster and efficiently, okay? Then we've got the third one, which is isokinetic. Isokinetic, let me find something to write that down. So ISO, kinetic, K-E-N, let me find a piece of paper. Isokinetic. Isokinetic. I need to be able to spell. Isokinetic, okay? I-S-O-K-I-N-E-T-I-C. That is a muscle movement, okay? That is a muscle movement as well. However, that muscle movement needs a machine. So think about a quadricep. You're working your quadricep muscles and you're using the machine at the gym. This movement here is an isokinetic action. So it's a constant weight, same pressure on those muscles, contracting and relaxing, and it's isokinetic. So you normally need a piece of machinery to be able to allow that type of action to work. How does that sound? 3 types of movement. Isometric, static, okay? Still pressure on the muscle, but it's not moving. Isotonic, you've got that movement, that is a dynamic muscular movement. Again, with isokinetic, that is also a dynamic movement, those muscles, excuse me, are moving as well. Okay, how does that sound? I'm hoping that is clear. You've got your isometric, isotonic and isokinetic. While we're there, very quickly, you also have your pairings. Muscles work in pairs. They like to hang out, they don't like to be lonely. So you've got agonists and antagonists. Think about agonist as the prime mover. It's the job, it's doing the job. It's putting agony on that muscle. So I'm again doing my bicep curl. My agonist would be my bicep. It's shortening, it's doing all the work. My tricep is its pair, so it's not doing much, it's relaxing whilst the bicep is contracting. Okay, so you've got your agonist, which is your prime mover, that's doing all the work. Then you've got your antagonist, which is your tricep brachii, and that is relaxing while the bicep, the agonist, is contracting. Again, I'm on my chair here, hope it doesn't slip. I've got to do my tricep dips here. So this is going to be working my tricep. So my tricep is my agonist. It's under quite a lot of pressure here to get my body down and then up again. My bicep is supporting it, but it's not the prime mover. That is the tricep. That is the tricep. It is the agonist, and the bicep there is the antagonist. It's anti-agony. It's trying to stop you from being in pain, and the prime mover is the one causing that agony. Okay, so there's the pairings. While we're on it, you also have your origin and insertion of your muscle. Okay, so your origin and insertion of your muscle. I should be more prepared tonight and have some paper with me to be able to write things down. I need to get my whiteboard. Okay, so you have origin and insertion. Okay, here's the belly of your muscle. Here's the belly of your muscle. You've got the origin. So imagine this is my bicep. My origin is up here. That is joining onto the head of the humerus bone, okay? I've got the belly of my muscle. Then the insertion is what joins the muscle to the next part of the bone. So down here to my radius, okay? So it will join there. So it will allow that muscle to be connected. Okay, so origin is at the top of the muscle, the belly of the muscle, and then you've got the insertion down the bottom here that joins that muscle onto the bone below. Okay, how does that sound? Origin, insertion, agonist and antagonist, isometric, isotonic and isokinetic. Look at that, bang, in 7 minutes